Hello and welcome. Welcome to key number 5, the 5th video out of 6, how to live a bulletproof life, truly bulletproof, not the one that depends on outer circumstance. And this is something that I covered in the intro. Check it out somewhere here if you missed it. If you're watching this on Instagram, check it out on YouTube. And we went into just so many aspects until now. And as I shared, it's not accidental that the videos and those keys come in this exact order, in this particular order. And I covered why it's in question form. And yesterday's key, or rather the video number 4, which was 2 days ago, it's actually, if you follow it, if you really integrate it into your life, today's key becomes automatic. But today's key also comes with a twist of its own. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Key number 5. Let's find out what it is. All right, so I want to begin by thanking you for being here, thanking you for doing the inner work, because if you're drawn to this kind of content, there's a part of you for, whatever reason. Maybe you're watching this and you're so triggered and you're like, what else is this person going to say? For whatever reason, you are drawn to something greater than you. You are drawn. There's this, your inner being, your soul, your heart is calling you to expand, to evolve. And there may be so much resistance to this. I know that I've experienced this. When I first started working with my teachers and I share that, I would just basically say that what they're teaching is complete poop. So I get the resistance and I get how difficult it is, especially step number 4 that I shared last time, the 4th key. That can be scary. And feeling your emotions, this is why I do one-on-one work. And it's not just even that it's scary, it's just because it is definitely scary at times, but your mind is putting this resistance that just makes it seem like it's impossible. It knows all the tricks. It knows how to get you off center, how to get you into that comfort rather than living the path to living the best version of yourself, to reaching your potential. Because again, the ego wants to stay comfortable. It doesn't want you to feel those feelings because it's scared of it, because it reminds it of all these things that happened in childhood that were not processed properly. So even though you have now the cognitive ability to think differently, we still run with that old programming. So you being here, I know that it is because that programming is beginning to shift. Or maybe you're further along in your journey, you've shifted a lot of it, and you're still there. How can I improve and moving forward and not getting stuck in the past identity? I want to thank you for that, because whether you know it or not, you're creating that ripple effect. Whether people are telling you directly or not, like, whoa, you really changed my life. Just you giving yourself permission to be authentic, to saying what you really think, to living the life that you want to live, to allow yourself to get out of the social conditioning and do things differently and say things differently and think things differently. You're giving someone else permission who's witnessing that, and maybe they're not ready, maybe they're scared, but they're seeing that it's possible. They're seeing that there's a different way, and that creates a ripple effect within them. So your light allows their light to come forth and shine as well. And I thank you for that. Not just, having an agenda, I need to fix the world, because a lot of people get into this work and they're, I'm a light worker and I have to bring change to everyone. And I love the way Abraham puts this. Esther Hicks, her work is absolutely incredible. If you're noticing the lack of alignment, if you're noticing all the things that are wrong with the world, that means you're out of alignment. Because for you to see that and not the greatness of it, means that it's your own programming talking. So we're not here to fix the world. We're just here to live in our purpose. Am I being the greatest version of who I am? And if some people reach out to me and say, how would you do it? How are you living this way? I want to do that too. Then we can share that. But I'm sharing this because just make sure there's no agenda of, I got to fix everybody. Everybody has to know this. Some people don't want to know this. Some people are scared of that and they want to stay in the comfort zone, and that's okay. And we can be loving to that, because I know all of us were in that place at some point too. And by loving others, when they're in that place, we get to bring more love and compassion to ourselves. Because again, there is no time and space. So we're getting to love that inner child over and over and over again through other people. So now let's get to key number 5. Like I said, key number 5 comes naturally if you go through key number 4, that is feeling your emotions. Key number 5 is living your freedom. Now there is a twist. What does it mean to live your freedom? So naturally, just when you feel your emotions, when you're no longer controlled by your ego, because the ego goes, don't go feeling that. That's so scary. That's terrifying. We're going to die. Like literally a lot of things are, I'm not enough. And it's like, what happens if you're not enough? Well, I'm going to die. And again, it's not rational. It's not rational. It's that inner child, because if you say, well, what's going to happen? And I had this with so many clients. What's going to happen if you lose your job? Like, I'm afraid to lose my job, or I'm afraid that my partner may leave me. What's going to happen? And as we dig, well, I'm going to die. It means death. You're probably not going to die if you lost this particular job that you didn't even like in the first place. But that's the irrational mind. And can you validate that? Can you hold the hand of the version of you who believes that to be true? It's insane. It's irrational, but it's valid for that part. So when we connect with that, we're not scared anymore, because we see, and that is the masculine and the feminine. The feminine just sways. It's like the branches of the tree. They sway and they move in the wind, but the masculine is there firm and present, doesn't get lost in those belief systems. It knows its purpose. So it knows the target. So when we're there, feeling our emotions, tuning into that feminine, we also don't get lost in its storms. And it's not that we go, oh, emotions are stupid. Okay, I'm going to feel this, but they're all irrational. I'm just going to, sweep it under the rug. Pretend that it's like, okay, I can be with you, but I'm not really listening, right? It's the male checkout syndrome. It's like, I'm in the room, but I'm not actually here present with you. That's the opposite of feeling your feelings. So we want to connect with, we want to say, I understand that this is really scary for you, for the part of us that feels that. So the masculine and feminine energies, it's referring to what's happening within you. And I can understand that this is a lot for you. And I'm here with you to experience it fully, to see you fully as you go through that. But I'm not going to fall into the storm. I'm not going to get carried away by that. And with that natural freedom arises that connection of the masculine and the feminine energy, that divine union within you. That is what creates that freedom. Now here's a twist. To be free, completely free, you have to allow freedom to others. And this does come naturally, as you know your own ego deeply, truly, fully. You're in union with it. You will know all the others. So think about it. If you're in a company and let's say you have to do accounting and you learn accounting, right? You're there working as an accountant in this particular company. Wherever you go, you will know accounting because you're fantastic at what you do. Not because the accounting is different. This particular company is accounting. It's kind of done in the same way. Maybe there are different products and some different system, but it's still accounting. If you have a successful relationship, let's say you're a man, right? Or a woman, it really doesn't matter, but it's just for men, typically it's like, women's mind is so irrational, it's so emotional, and there's just, women feel life in a very different way. Like there's just the color palette is so much richer. And for a man, it may seem, well, this is just a lot. Once you can make a successful marriage work, once you understand the feminine, you will understand all women. You will show up differently, let's say, for your daughter when you know how to show up with your wife. You will show up differently with your mother because you understand how the feminine works. Same with women, when you understand how the masculine works. It's not just, okay, so I'm showing up with my partner this way, but I have this, let's say, I'm condescending to all the other men, or I have judgment towards men. If you have those belief systems, you won't be able to be there with your partner. So it's when you understand how it works, you've kind of got the keys to everything that is similar nature. When you know your ego deeply, you know the egos of others. When you really connect with those spheres that you have within you that have been guiding your life, you see others with so much more love and compassion. They're not doing things because they're evil. They're doing things because they're scared, because they're trying to survive. And you allow them freedom. Not that you're becoming this observer of what they're doing if there's something terribly wrong. It's not that you're not getting involved in life. You are, and you're trying to communicate, and you're saying, maybe this isn't the best way to go. But there's no trying to control of, you have to see things my way. And this comes through understanding that we are all one. Leonard Jacobson, a wonderful spiritual teacher, his teachings are all about presence. And that when you're there fully present with something, when I'm here fully present with the camera right now, there's nothing else. It's just the camera and I are one. And this may sound ridiculous because it's an inanimate object. But you really understand when you're in a deep meditative state, if you've ever experienced this feeling, this experience of feeling energy everywhere around you. I remember when I had my 2 weeks of this enlightening experience, it was, the best way I can describe it is as if you're in a swimming pool and you move your hand and you can still feel the water because, well, the water is touching your body. It is the exact same thing with air. You understand that even though here there's nothing seemingly here, it's all energy. And that is what you feel when you're fully present. Now, if you haven't experienced this may seem insane to you. Or maybe you've just read a description of this in some spiritual books or some texts. But that is the oneness that you actually tune into. And you also tune into that oneness as you open up to your emotions, as you open up and connect deeply with your body. From those emotions that the shadow masculine often sees as irrational, unnecessary, when you open up to that, that is when you can experience your life fully. That is when your purpose becomes so clear and evident. You don't have to search for it anymore. You just know. All knowing becomes available to you. That is true freedom. And that freedom is reached through connection. Through connection with the camera right now. Through connection with a tree. Through connection with a loved one. Through connection with yourself. Because you understand that you are not separate from all. And every time you connect with something outside of you, you're connecting with yourself. You're connecting to that God, life, source consciousness that is present within you and that you see outside of yourself. Taking a deep breath into that. Understanding that you even acknowledging your vessel, and sometimes, the mind will go into, I am not my body. A lot of people who have come to me with working with physical illnesses, their coaches, practitioners that they previously worked with, go into, you're not your body, disidentify from it. Or, in meditation, you're not your thoughts, disidentify from them. Yes, and life is paradox. So to get the results, you have to disidentify with it, and connect with it fully. Which seems like it doesn't make sense. Isn't that literally the opposite? You're doing one thing and then doing the other. It's like you're going left and you're going right. Yes. Because life is in paradox. It's the yin and the yang. The black is in the white is in the black, and the connection of two creates wholeness. So connect with your body right now with your next breath, and really do this with me. If you're open to it, inhaling into the belly, deep inhale in. People breathe so shallow, in such a shallow way. You don't tune into your greatness. Relax your shoulders back. I'm actually going to, one of the upcoming videos will be a meditation, because it's something that I do so much with clients. I decided to bring it here as a free content as well. So inhaling into the belly, into the chest, into the nose. Feeling so much goodness and appreciation for your vessel that is separate from you, but also it's one with you. So on this note, the fifth key to living a bulletproof life is to be free. And to be free is allowing freedom to others. Allowing them their judgments. Maybe their judgments are about you. Allowing that as well. Allowing their limiting beliefs. Allowing their wanting to be stuck and suffer. Because that is their choice. And you allow that for yourself as well. One last thing that I want to address is a lot of people come to me, and because we've been so taught out of certain emotions, right? It's like, well, you shouldn't be angry. That's not appropriate. That's not what good boys and girls do. Or you should give to others. That's what good boys and girls do. You shouldn't be selfish. And we reject some parts of ourselves. So when I have clients coming to me, it's oftentimes, okay, yeah, that part didn't serve me, or I was stupid back then. Let's pretend it never happened. You are, again, there's no time and space. You are not right now, not allowing the freedom to that old, younger version of you that they had the right to want to be stuck. They had the right. I know that I had this for a while when I stumbled upon, when it found me, the shamanic practice, and so many things that were just always there that I shut down. My intuition, my connection to guidance, the channeling. I've shut it down for so many years. I had it until the age of 9 very actively, and then I shut down because I didn't like how people were coming to me with questions and how it was used. And I shut it down. I believed in other people's stories of how I'm using my gifts and that I can only use my gifts for that. And it was, okay, well, I don't want that, so then therefore I don't want it at all. And I shut it down. And then it didn't take me too long, but I had to spend some time relearning that. How do I connect with my guidance again? Start from zero, because it's as if you have $1 million and then you're just willingly giving it away because someone says, rich people are horrible, and you believe their story and you gave it all away. And then you're in this place of, well, that was stupid. Now I have to start making that million all over again because I believed somebody else's story. And this is what happens to all of us. Mine is just an example with my intuition, but we come here feeling whole, feeling free, feeling connected, that life is supposed to provide for me. And then we get taught to see by the blind, who are so disconnected, who don't feel that anymore. They don't feel their own connection to source. So we are taught to forget our own. We are taught out of our alignment. And so many teachers will tell you, spiritual teachers, manifestation coaches, this is what I tell my clients, that it's not about learning something new. It's about unlearning all the crap that you've been taught and tuning into your essence and learning to trust that, because your freedom's there. So when I finish the work with my clients, for example, and this is an ongoing process, and this is why actually I created the membership, that integration. I call it integration and embodiment, because it's like, how often do you take a shower? Do you take a shower once per year and you're like, I'm good to go, right? And you don't, right? You need that hygiene. It's the same with the energetic hygiene. We live in the world where it's really hard to stay focused, because everybody, when you learn to see and you're like, oh my God, there's so many colors, and everybody who's blind is telling you, no, there aren't, you're crazy, you start to doubt yourself. And if you don't maintain that connection with yourself, you're going to keep doubting. You're going to keep, okay, I feel good, I'm aligned. Let's say you went on a holiday and you felt so good, you did that which brings you pleasure, and then you come back to a world of, you got to work hard, and things don't come easy, and money doesn't just fall in your lap. And you go into, oh, maybe they're right. And you lose that disconnection. You start living from the outside in rather than inside out. And it can be so easy if you live from the inside out. If you tune in to that which you knew when you came, when you were born, when you were a baby. Actually, even babies, I have a lot of clients who have womb memories that there's already some imprint of, that's how life is. So if you want to dive deeper with this work, I'm currently opening a few spots in March to work one-on-one with me, to tune into that freedom, that connection. So reach out to me if you want to, info@thepowerfulself.me, or you can DM me at The Spiritual Analyst on my Instagram. But for you today, going through your day, asking yourself, maybe you're watching this at the end of the day, so then just reflect back and say, where did I not allow my freedom to myself or to others? Where did I not allow others to be free? Where did I judge them? What they were wearing, what they were saying, what their views were, how they were doing something. And now some of you may go, because I can just hear that, yeah, but they were doing the wrong thing. that too is judgment. When it's coming from, there's no absolute right or wrong. It's all about perspective. Ooh, this is a whole separate video. I'm gonna just bring this a little because this is getting long. If you were standing in their literal shoes, if you had the social programming that they had, if you had the subconscious program that they had, if you had the mother and father and siblings that they had, if you grew up in their exact circumstances, you would do the exact same thing they're doing. Shock. And a lot of people have resistance to that. It's like, no, I wouldn't. Yes, you would. Because 95% of our lives are subconscious. We're running on autopilot. 5% of our day is a very, very small number. So understanding when you're judging their programming, you're basically judging the circumstances. By judging that one person, you're judging so many other things because they are just a sum total of all of their experiences and people and circumstances in their life. And when you judge others and you don't allow freedom to others, your subconscious recycles that and feeds it back to you. And that is the self-talk that you hear within you. So, going through your day, that was a lot. There's a lot to process in this video. I would love to actually hear your takeaway below in the comment section. What did you hear me say? Because I said a lot of things. What did you hear me say? What is your one takeaway from today's video? Now, make sure to subscribe to not miss video number 6. And like I said, I'm really excited about the meditation practice that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a recording, so you can just sit, relax. There's going to be a nice, pretty picture in the background, or maybe a video with some water and nature. And it's going to be an opportunity for you to relax, to tune in, to center, just for a few minutes, to take some time out of your busy day. So on this note, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.